People call me Jono, and I am almost 49 years old, and back when I was a high schooler, even before that, is when video games were just in the arcades, and we used to have to play them for quarters a game. And I'm going to tell you about what it was like playing video games, I guess, back then.
My name is Tony. I call myself Dynomite, last name Deer. It is true. I am the general manager of Games & Go.
I am 14 years old, and I am a gamer.
I am a gamer.
I play video games with my neighbors, Zach and Kyle. We hang out a lot and play video games. Sometimes I play video games with my brother.
I play video games because, I like exploring the imaginations of other people. Plus, I also like to press buttons really badly.
Video games, I feel, are a fun way to sort of project your imagination into a different scenario. It's a way of seeing how you would cope if you had a different skill set and you were in a different environment.
I play video games because it's my escape from reality. Life has a lot of pressures, and sometimes I just want to get away. It's kind of like books for old people. Books, movies, and video games are sort of evolutions of each other. I mean, a book is just words, a movie is words with pictures, and then a video game is words with pictures with actions. So they're evolutions of each other. If you took away video games, I'd be a movie addict.
Everybody who was hanging out was playing video games.
It all started off with Atari. We played Chopper Command. I was fascinated by it.
I suppose I play a lot of The Legend of Zelda and Call of Duty.
Probably I have to say Cave Story 3. Just normal Cave Story. I just can't explain the charm. I mean, it's a fun game. It's kind of cartoony. Not too easy, not too hard. It's just perfect.
Mrs. Pac-Man I played a lot, and Pac-Man came out when I was a grade schooler.
I've played arcade games a few times. I find that while it's not more or less fun than playing games at home, it's a different experience. You're surrounded by a lot of people where you might be at home, but you're sort of guaranteed to in an arcade.
With console games, you just buy it and you can play it over and over and over again. With arcade games, you need to play it once, insert a quarter, play it again, and if you're sucky at the game, you don't really get to play it at all.
Eventually we'd run out of money because it cost a quarter for every game. So you either got good at it or you ran out of money.
It's not more or less fun, it's just very different.
Nowadays, like, everything is linked or connected via internet. There's Xbox Live, there's PlayStation Network, there's 3DSs that can detect another 3DS within so many feet.
Online multiplayer is this thing where you connect to the internet with your game console, and if the game is compatible with online multiplayer, you can play online with that person.
I am closer to my neighbors, Zach and Kyle, because of video games, because we play them a lot. I mean, when we were younger and we met, we weren't really gamers back then. We just played games, but as time went on, we kind of outgrew running around chasing each other with giant sticks. So now we're virtually running around chasing each other with giant sticks.
Games connect me to my other people in the way that, well, first I play them with them, but it's also a lot of what I talk to them about. Like, my friends, we don't play the same games, but we always find space to talk about those games.
Most of my friends, if video games didn't exist, I mean, what would we talk about? Like, seriously, there'd be nothing to talk about. A lot of times, though, I just play video games with random strangers on the internet. There's a lot of games that allow you to just play with people you've never met, but yet you're still playing with someone, so it's still fun.
After work, I go home and I boot up my Xbox and I play some Halo, and I interact with people in New York City, Australia, Cali. It's a small world. I've even met people from St. Paul and from Minneapolis online. And I have a funny story. I was one time telling someone what I did for a living, you know, about Games and Go, and we're in the Rosedale Center and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden this guy like sends me a message and he was like, dude, I buy games from you. And you know, that's just a microcosm of what video games represent today. Like, you can just accidentally run into someone. It's a subculture.
You know, the games keep on evolving, and as people come to realize that they don't want to spend all their money in some other establishment, then they started going to games that are, you know, in your home. The more they were at their home, the more they wanted to be with other people, but they didn't want to spend the money at another place. So then the internet kind of hooked up.
So what we have is a setup every Tuesday here from 4 to 9 p.m. And those guys will all just get together, and it's a community. It's like the modern day arcades. You can meet up with these guys and they get together and they form their like camaraderie.
Between running outside virtually and running around in a video game, I think you need a balance. Because if you just run around inside of a video game, then you're gonna pack on the pounds.
Then we probably played outside a lot more and really appreciated like going out and having fun with the guys in the neighborhood. Kids, go outside. Kids today, I think they play too many video games. I love to make money selling video games, but I also encourage people to be like super active. Get out there, live a little bit.
If they turned homework into a video game, I would be much better at it.